morning, fellow option traders. Welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2013. A peek at the futures here shows that we're looking at pretty much a flat opening, and gold has, I would consider that probably relatively flat, although 0.5% move down is sort of significant. Silver's at 22 when traditionally we're looking at 27, 28 for quite a while, and oil is still below 90. Although you certainly couldn't tell it at the gas station when I got gas the other day. Darn, geez, I don't understand it. But we've been through this before. We've talked about it before. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Alright, look at the announcements for today. PMI for the United States. I was reading at the PMI for Europe, or at least its equivalent, which was announced earlier this morning. Did not look good, and it showed that things are slowing down. Japan may go through a downgrade according to S&P, and even China's manufacturing index is down a little bit too. New home sales, there's some talk about the little mini bubble, or at least the bounce back up on homes is beginning to slow. So just very, very sluggish. I think there's just too much headwind, especially from the government, for any of these economies to to get back to the way things were. I don't think this may be the new normal. Who knows? I don't know. But I will tell you one thing. Money is looking for a place to go, because take a look at this. Netflix, they had their earnings last night, and they just, they didn't blow away so much as the market really liked what they saw, because they went from 174 at the close. They're currently here at 214, 217, and this is real. There's already 200 shares at 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time that have traded hands. And the expectation here is that it's going to open with a huge bounce. We could take a look at a chart. Let's go here. Go back to here and bring up Netflix. Something with some after hours that we can see here. Okay, so we're down at 174 roughly at the close. And actually went all the way up to 222. But it's currently around 216, 217. So, they had, let's see how good their earnings actually were. They estimated 17 cents and their actual was a nickel. So go figure. But I think they must have said, I think their subscriber base has increased significantly. And their new business model, if we were to take a look at what happened back here, or actually if we go to weekly. So back here is when they announced that they wanted to get out of mailing discs. And the market didn't like that. And then they've been slowly clawing their way back, but then they had pretty good earnings here, where they actually, rather than lost money, they actually gained money. Positive earnings, so the market like that, and now we're going to end up here, another big gap up. Not as big as this one actually, but another big one. So I'm glad I got out of Netflix with that bear call, I'll tell you. Took a little bit of a loss last Friday, but I'm glad I got out. Alright, I'm going to talk about just briefly something else here too. I added ES and GC to my in-play list, and I have a couple of simulated trades here. Let's look at the ES. This is a futures contract that I entered, just simulated this morning at the current price. Probably like about 5:30 or so this morning. And it's going to be a long-term trade, and we'll just kind of watch this. Both of these are hedges, I guess you might say. It's costing me $4,000, almost $5,000 in capital that they're going to set aside for this, that I wouldn't be able to trade with if this was a real trade. And on gold, so I'm short ES, and I went long on gold. And this was actually yesterday afternoon when I got in on this, and that's $12,500. So together there's like about $18,000 roughly that they're going to put aside and not let me use in my account for these two contracts. Now, I'm not like condoning trading futures or anything like that, but I just wanted to see what would happen if I put this in, if I use this as my insurance policy. Now, my maximum loss can be much more than this if things don't go right. But we're just watching for right now. We'll see how things go. And I don't condone trading futures, but it's a good way to hedge if you wanted to. For instance, if you have an account and you're very bullish and you want to hedge and you want to buy the policy for $5,000, you can do that here. The thing is that these move big, and when they go against you, they go against you big, but when they go for you, they go for you big. So let's say gold actually got back up to 16. Well, you'd be up $17,000. But if it went back down to, what was its low? Let's look at the chart. If it went down to 1353, 1353 is right here, you'd be losing down $7,000. So they move pretty fast. They move big, but they're pretty good instruments for hedges. All right, now I'm going to go through the A+ list, and while I do that, I'm going to look for profit tent portfolio opportunities while we're going through the scan. So let's hide that. It's a little video's a little choppy this morning. A little voice problem here, and it cracked on me. So if the screen looks like it jumped around a little bit and you don't understand it, don't worry about it. Okay, so here's the gold trade that I got in, and I'm long on gold, and then here's the S&P 500 or the ES that I went short on just this morning. So we'll just see how those play out, just for fun. All right, Apple. We'll start off with that. Downtrend, no entry. I'm going to take this off. So nothing there. Amazon. Flat. We're actually in, I believe, yes, we're in an iron condor on that one right now. These are our short strikes. We got earnings coming up. We're going to see if we can absorb those earnings in this iron condor. Baidu. Oh, by the way, there was nothing for Amazon. It's flat right now. I'm not going to do anything directionally with it. Baidu, we are in a downtrend on the short or the medium term and the long term, and the short term just turned down. We have earnings coming up this week. Probably won't do anything with that, but there's no entry on this anyway. Downtrend, stochastic down, take a pass. CF, let's see here, we had a bunch of stuff here. We're going to delete that. Oops, delete. And delete. And delete. Then we had this simulated May Beck that we were just looking at, which is a bear call. That seems to be working out quite well. We are in a downtrend here. And we have we set up a target here. We have another opportunity. We have earnings coming up out here someplace. And we have weeklies on this. I don't know if I want to go all the way out to May, but I might. So I'm going to put an alert on it. Make sure I'm on the right chart. Okay, so I'm going to put an alert below this low. And we'll say at or below. And we'll see if that gives us a trigger to get in today. Chipotle. It had pretty good earnings. It had an interesting day yesterday. Wanted to continue, but there's some signs of weakness here. Just want to see, we are in a downtrend here, but an uptrend here, and, well, no entry. This, that big candle there, just don't want to wait for things to settle down. Maybe for another opportunity. Is it going to continue in an uptrend? We don't know, so I'm going to wait on that. Salesforce. We're looking for, we set this target up here the other day. Where are we here? We're in a downtrend. I actually could squish these down a little bit more so I can get a little bit more chart up there so I can see, hopefully, the trends. Nope, that didn't help me. Yeah, I went to auto scale. Yeah, that's why. Nope, this is really not helping me at all. So we'll go back to where we were. Standard canned. Okay, so nothing there. We have our target set up here. We'll see if it comes up there. All right. Gold, or GLD. This is gold ETF. There might be another down wave on this. So let's put a target in, and we'll see what comes up here if we hit it. Google had a simulated iron condor on this. They had their earnings. The iron condor did absorb it. They just $8.80 estimated, and $11.58 was actual. Do you think that everybody thinks Google is a little bit overpriced, struggling at this 800 level? I actually blew by it back in March and then came back, and now it's kind of bouncing up against that 800 level, which is a significant level. Okay, well, Am I seeing anything here? No. No entries on this. This iron condor is working out. So that's a good thing. Hopefully that holds true for Amazon as well. Now I want to look at IWM for a possible profit 10 portfolio trade. What do we have here? Carson says up. Now let's take a look and see what we have here for a May iron condor. We have a calendar on it right now. Bring this down a bit. And if we're looking for an iron condor that is way out with like a delta of about 10 or so, we're looking at 84. Let's see if there's any money in that. 8 cents. Let's see if 84 is a good spot. 84 is way down here, so what's a good spot, do you think, folks? 85? 85 with a, 85 with a, let's delete this, $2 spread. 85.83 gives us 18 cents. And on the call side, let's see, we're at a delta of around 14 or 15 there. So if we look for a delta around 14 or 15 on this side, we got one here at 12. And we'll make that a 2-point spread. So we have 17 and 18. Okay, so let's look at a risk profile. Let's just show simulations. Oops. Oh, hide simulations. Hide positions is what I want to do. Okay, we're talking about a May expiration. We got a little bit extra cushion here on the downside, which I kind of like. We're looking at $35. And look at, for out of this $35, 2.5 cents, because I pay $1.25. So that's $1.25. That's 12.5. That's like 1.25 cents per dollar that you're seeing here. 1.25. That's like 5 cents out of this $35 for transaction fees. Let's include it. So it's $5 total. $35, $5. So if I was to crank this up and do 5 of these, that's $150 after transaction fees. So that's probably what I am going to shoot for. I'll watch it and see if there's any big moves or anything. I'm going to lock these prices in the way they are right now. And this will be the Iron Condor at 85 and 95. 95 up here where Carson says up, and let's see here, 95 here and 85 here. So that's a, seems to be a pretty nice cushion, but I'm a little worried about this. Is it going to bounce back up? So I'm not going to jump in it today. Let's go to MasterCard. What is going on here with MasterCard? Too flat. Don't want to get in with a directional trade on that. Let's look at NDX just for fun. Generally, as a rule, don't trade this. I want to look. bit further back on this. It's in an uptrend. I think Netflix is definitely given it. There's a battle here between Apple and the other stocks in the NASDAQ, the big ones that are doing good. So there's a big fight going on there. But it's a little bit convoluted for my taste. And it's an expensive one too. Okay, we already know about Netflix. I'm not going to do anything there until it settles down. The two P's, we got Priceline. We are in a no trend here. Let's just do this. Yeah, there's like no trend here. We're pretty flat. I'm going to take a pass on any sort of trade right now on Priceline. Panera. Let me zoom in one more on this. We are in an uptrend. Could be a secondary entry here. Earnings. Today, actually, after the market close. So, ain't touching that. Alright, the Qs also wanted to mention, I have this May calendar that's at 50. It's lost about half of its value. May is coming up. I have an alert set for on my calendar, not a price alert, but a date alert set on my calendar to take a look at it Friday morning to see where it's at and exit if I don't think it's going to do anything. And we have the Russell here, which is the big brother of IWM. So they have the May calendar on that, so we'll just see how that works out. I'm going to get rid of this because it confuses me. It's no longer a valid area to be looking at. So we got the May calendar at 9:10. We'll keep an eye on that one. And then the spiders, does it look good possibly for, let's see, I got out of this calendar. I'm going to delete all drawings here. Just do it that way there. Now we're clean. Alright, so we're still in a pretty good uptrend here. And I used to have a methodology where I traded the spiders on a weekly basis, just based on person's pivots. And I don't do that anymore. I don't know why. I probably should re-look at that and see if I want to get back into doing that. And I may do that probably, well, not this weekend because I'm going to be busy. I'm going up north this weekend. There probably won't be a video Thursday. Maybe Friday morning there'll be a video if I remember to take my microphone with me. But I'm going to be up in Milwaukee area to see my new granddaughter and the rest of my granddaughters. Because here in Ohio I have grandsons, all grandsons. And in Milwaukee I have all granddaughters. And I miss them a lot. So I'm going to be very happy to go up there and see them. So do we have, let's look and see if we have something around the 10 to 15 delta. That looks good. Let's take this and we'll do a 2-point spread here. 13 cents at 148. That's a delta of 12. Look at a delta of 12 up here. 1193. Make that a 2-point spread. We have 17, so that gives us 161 and 148. 161 and 148. And we have to wait a long time for that. $161 and $148. We'll think about that one too. So I'm going to lock those prices in as well, and we'll check them out as time wears on here. Alright, I'm sorry this ran a little long and it was a little choppy, but you have a great day and happy trading.